So in this video, we're going to look at how to create custom learning paths for your students using Google Forms, but this time we're not going to use quiz mode. What we're going to use is an option called go to section based on answer. This is really helpful for giving kids immediate feedback and then also being able to provide them with some resources to help them catch up on anything that they missed and also give them their next steps, regardless if they got it right or wrong. So we're going to look at this first through the student side and what the kids will see, and then we'll look at it through the teacher side and learn the few little tricks and tips that we have to do in order to get this working. So let's jump into it. So on our example form here, we have our one question: which of the following is not a branch of the US government? As much as I wish it was, it's not the Jedi Order. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that and click next. That's going to take me to the next page of my form that says, hey, good job. Please see Google Classroom for your next assignment. So I've gotten immediate feedback on how I did, and then I also have my next steps. If I was done, I would click submit, be done with it. We're going to hit back though. And we're going to look at what happens when you choose the wrong answer. So again, is not, let's say I think the executive branch is not part of the US government. I go ahead and click next. And now, instead of seeing that thumbs up, whoops, looks like you need some help. And I was able to include here some instructions on what to do, links to 2 different resources to check out, and then also next steps. So super helpful because the kids get, again, immediate feedback, and then you're sharing with them pre-approved resources that you know will help them review. If we just ask them to go into Google and look it up, they're going to get lost. They might find inaccurate information, and it might not be the best thing for them. So that's the student side of things. Pretty easy. The kids really don't realize what's going on. They don't see all the craziness behind the scenes. Let's look at it through the teacher lens of actually creating the form. So I made a copy of the form right here. You can see I have my first question in section 1. If you've never used sections before, think of it kind of like pages. This is page 1. When the user clicks next, they see page 2. And then if they continue to press next, they're going to see page 3. So it goes in a very linear order. We don't want that for this because we want to be able to go to certain sections based off of how the kids responded. So to do that, on our question, this only works on multiple choice questions too, I'm going to click on the question, and then down here next to required, you'll see 3 dots. Click on the 3 dots, and we're going to say go to section based on answer. When I click on that, you will see this pop up. And now all I'm doing is I'm just mapping it to go to the different sections. So if I know that section 2 is for the correct answer, I go back, I find the correct answer, and I choose go to section 2. These ones are my incorrect answers, so I find section 3, which is for my incorrect answers, and I click go to section 3 if you choose executive, go to section 3 if you choose legislative, and if you choose judicial, go to section 3. If you want to get really crazy, you can customize these based off of common mistakes that you've seen kids make and really customize the feedback that they get. Last thing that you have to do is on section 2 and anything else, if you do multiple, is you have to pay attention down here to after section 2. So if a student goes here and they've gotten it right, they never need to see this page. So I'm going to choose after section 2, submit the form. Now that's done the little refresh, let's go back to mine right here. Give it a quick refresh. I'm going to choose the correct answer and hit next. Before when we looked at it, this button said next, and they would go and see section 3 with the resources to review. They don't need to see that, so now they click submit. And again, if I choose the correct answer, now I skip section 2 completely, and I just go to my resources document. So it can get kind of complex. If you're going to do it, I suggest if it's a really complex one, really kind of tree map it out and look at all the different sorts of options. But it's a really cool way to automate that feedback process for kids, give custom learning paths, and kind of let kids be in charge of their own learning without the teacher having to necessarily give them instructions at all times. If you have any questions or need any help, please send me a Slack message.